Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, or if you're new, welcome. We're going to get back into more Q&As with Amber. Now, this is probably going to be a bit of a lazy day because I just woke up and I was like, I don't feel like doing anything. So I said, you know what, if I'm not going to do anything today and not going to be productive, the least you could do is make a video or two. So here we are. But let's get straight into some more questions and see how it goes, shall we? On to the first one we have. Why did you stop therapy? I know you said you're planning to do it again. I hope that it helps. It's helped me. Yeah, Amber does say that she's willing to do it again or she wants to do it again, but she never really follows through. It's more of just an empty gesture to kind of curb people asking her or telling her to go seek therapy. And it really comes off as condescending because it's like you're not willing to get therapy even though you know you have issues, because it's almost like you having to accept defeat, like you having to accept the fact there's something wrong with you. And you could benefit from it. Hell, everyone around you could also benefit from some intense therapy. Like probably stick yourself somewhere that could allow you to self-reflect, actually self-reflect, instead of just like the thing is, I'm saying this as if Amber would be the type of person to even be truthful to a therapist, because she wouldn't do that. She would just lie. Like, a therapist's job is not to discern whether or not someone is lying. It's to really work out the issues that they may have. With Amber, she's willing to just go in there and just lie about anything and everything. So unless the therapist knows her personally or knows the things that she has done, like watched the videos and all the stuff that she has done, I doubt that she will ever be truthful with a therapist. And the fact that she's saying that the last therapist she had, the one in Kentucky that was doing the weight loss journey with her, was the best ever, it really kind of just, I don't know. I don't feel like Amber's the type of person to take criticism, and I don't feel like Amber's the type of person to kind of be willing to admit to certain wrongdoings or being vulnerable. So the therapy that she's gotten, is it even really therapy for Amber? Like Amber as a person, her personality, her actions, who she is as a person, and not just the mask that Amber creates for people to, perceive her as the way she wants people to perceive her. On to question 2 we have, you'll soon be at 3,000 videos on your channel. That's a lot. You could take a break if you want. The thing with Amber is, though, it's quantity over quality of her videos. She's not willing to do anything outside of her daily routine. So she's not actively going to do things for the audience's sake. She's just filming her day-to-day life. So the 3,000 videos sounds like, oh, that's an amazing achievement. Like, being able to put out that much content is really amazing. But it's the same thing over and over again, really. There's not a lot of variation, other than the same eating, going out, drinking, going to Walmart, going to Target, all that type of stuff. It's really the same 4 or 5 things over and over again. So it's kind of misleading in a way to say, wow, 3,000 videos. Like, in one way that is good, and like, you can give Amber, that type of credit. 3,000 videos is a lot, but it's not quality content, if you ask me. It's just most people really come for the drama that she has on and off, and that's not stuff she creates for the channel herself. But Amber says 3,000. Wow, that's a lot of Amberlynn. It sure is, sweetheart. On to question 3 we have, what's your favorite dinosaur? To which Amber says a Brachiosaurus. Now, I don't have a particular favorite dinosaur. I think they're cool, I just don't have a particular favorite one. And I think, I'll let Amber have that. I'm not going to shit on Amber for liking a particular type of dinosaur, honestly. Moving on to the next one we have, do you get paranoia with BPD? My friend with it always was. I could always Okay, I'm a little concerned about that, because that does say was and always could talk it down. Like, they're past tense, so I'm really worried that something may have happened. Like, I don't hope, but I would prefer that if they weren't maybe friends, rather than something bad or permanent happening to her friend. Like, I hope that person is okay. That is a little concerning, though. But Amber says yes, which, I mean, you would hope, or at least want Amber to elaborate a little bit on that. But as someone who doesn't have paranoia, but has paranoia tendencies caused from anxiety, when you are out, especially for me, like out in public, and you have someone, or I have someone behind me, or I'm standing in large crowds, it can cause a very flight or fight situation in me, especially with just being hyper focused and worrying about what people not potentially think but could do to me. It's a very weird thing, and it seems like I'm over dramatic, and honestly to the point where it is very over dramatic. But when you are in that situation, and when you are hyper focused, and when people are staring at you, and you are just, your anxiety's through the roof, it's a very it's a very disconcerting thing, which you can't calm yourself down. And you have to either remove yourself from the situation or you have to have someone to calm you down. And if you don't have someone with you, it's a terrible situation. But when you get out of that situation and you have that just that outside perspective of being, oh, I'm no longer in the situation, I'm calmed down, I'm back to being, we shouldn't say emotionally stable, but my emotions are back to where they should be. I'm free, no longer freaking out. You go, wow, I really really overreacted. I was a bit of a drama queen about it. Moving on to the next one we have, do you respond well to tough love? To which Amber says, nope, never have, never will. Yeah, that's not surprising. Amber will throw a bloody tissy like a 2-year-old if she doesn't get away. Now, me personally, I grew up with a Maltese grandmother, and she had a lot of grandchildren, so she didn't have time for anyone's crap. Least of all, someone throwing a tantrum. Now, I got a lot of her attitude from her. So I can assure you, if I was in a personal like situation, just like a one-on-one with Amber, and she gave me the slightest bit of just flack, I would instantly cut her down. Not physically, emotionally, of course. Like mentally and emotionally, I would just cut her down to size. I'd be like, nope, Amber, we're not doing this. We're not even going to try this. You don't get that type of energy with me. I'm going to throw it right back at you. Moving on to question 6, we have, why do you think Nick said you were lying about cancer? To which M says, I have no idea because him and I texted about my cancer privately. He is a huge troll, but that's not something to troll about. Oh my god, Amber, how can you say that, you don't understand why people think you're a liar? Like, it's a, no, Amber, you're right. You're absolutely right, Amber. It's not the fact that you are a compulsive liar who has lied about multiple different things, such as Rain and Petal's eavesdrop, or the cousin that turned into the dad's best friend to potentially also being your grandfather. You did hint at that at one point or another. The person that touched you but didn't touch you, but brushed up against you but didn't touch you, that said some weird things but touched your leg but never touched you, but then they also made weird offhand intimate comments, but then they never actually talked about that, but then they may have actually talked about that. None of those things. It's just the fact that you're morbidly obese, and all morbidly obese people they just lie. If they're not eating, they just lie. That's all it is. Honestly, maybe Amber has got a point with those drunk live streams, because god, this coffee could use some Irishing up. On to the next one we have. I haven't seen the TJ Maxx video, but whoever did that should be fired. I wouldn't say fired, definitely reprimanded, but I don't think fire would, like, it wasn't a private video. It was public footage of a public store, so I don't think it's an offense worth firing, but definitely reprimanded, just, hey, don't do that again type thing. Like, I don't know, someone should lose their livelihood over something that trivial. But Amber says that's what a lot of people were thinking as well, but I don't care. Yeah, I mean, I feel like Amber, even if she did care and she did voice her opinion, a lot of people would just call her out on her privilege, and like I probably would do the same thing. I'd be like, yeah, I understand. I understand it was you and they shouldn't have done that, but at the same time, your job allows you to have leniency if something was to happen. Like, if you got sick, you could take time off. But a lot of people, especially people who work in retail, don't have the luxury of taking time off. If they take time off, they could potentially end up homeless, not being able to eat or support their family. So being fired is a bit much. I'm at work, but let me flex and post security footage from my job showing that Amberlynn was breathing my air. Lol, you're weird. Yeah, honestly, I would say that it's a bit much. Probably don't do that. If you see her out in public and you snap a photo, I mean, a little weird, but at the end of the day, like, it's not that big of a deal. It's public and people are allowed to take photos. Even if you don't necessarily want photos taken, they are allowed to do it. It really just comes down to being respectful in that way, but it's not illegal. But I wouldn't say taking security footage from your job is the best thing. Like, don't do that. Like, really don't do that. On to the next one we have, a food you like and Tommy doesn't, to which Amber says seafood. Lord, give me strength not to make the joke that I'm thinking. Ugh. Alright, I'm not a huge fan of seafood. Like, I do like crab and I do like certain types of fish, but that's about it. I wouldn't say there's really anything else. And I'm still thinking of that joke, but I'm really not going to say it. Like, I can't say it on YouTube. Moving on to the next one, and I'm trying to wrap my head around the argument that Amber is trying to make, because it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, what do you mean drinking Boss Balls doesn't make you gain weight? Boss Balls on their own are like 200 calories, which is true. Alcohol does have a lot of calories in it. That's why they say it's empty calories to drink. And Amber goes, it's a diuretic. As if going to the bathroom somehow negates the 200 plus calories you get from drinking one buzzball, and then Amber probably drinks like 3 or 4 of those. So like that's nearly most of your calories, or the calories you should consume for someone of your height and body type in a day. So the fact that Amber is trying to make the argument of it's a diuretic, okay, cool, that doesn't matter. Like, do you understand that calories don't immediately disappear from your body the moment you go to the bathroom? Like, I think Amber doesn't actually think calories exist. Like, that's just a made up term for her, probably like the moon landing. And it's just what she weighs right now and what she'll weigh tomorrow is just the only thing that matters. Like, calories don't exist in her mind, probably. Also, just to clarify, I don't mean in one day. Like, when I say you, like one buzzball equals 200 calories, and that 200 calories times 4 is more than you could supposed to consume. I don't mean in one day, I mean in one setting. Like, you're not supposed to have more than 800 calories for Amber's body type in one sitting. And what I mean body type, I mean someone for her height and frame, not the fact that she's nearly 600 pounds. On to the next one we have. The Ankles said that Slater sisters aren't abusive, but yet they've been abusive in episodes. Now, I don't watch the Slater sisters, but I do watch The Ankle, and I think he has somewhat clarified about that video, or at least what he said in that video. I think it was more of a generalization of how they act towards themselves and family members. Now, they could potentially be abusive, but from what I have seen in the past, which is not a lot of the Slater sisters, they did start off somewhat just very opinionated and just condescending, but now they seem to mellow out just a little bit. I did see that one of them, I think the sister that had the 2 kids, I think she had 2 kids. I think she did get charges for child neglect, which is obviously not good, but I think that's less to do with abuse and just being more of a neglectful mother. Now, again, I don't know what the charges are and I don't know much about them, so I'm not really going to speak on that much because I don't have the proper information. But from what I've seen, I think they have mellowed out a little bit. And I mean, I've only seen like a handful of clips, so. But Amber says maybe he hasn't seen their show or their past videos on YouTube. I didn't know they had a YouTube channel. They had a YouTube channel? Is that how they got it found? Like, I knew that they were approached for TLC, so I would assume they would have some social media presence, but I didn't know they had a YouTube channel. That's actually, that's something I probably should look up. I would like to actually watch those videos that are still up. But I like Amy and Tammy. I'm able to see the nuance in people. You see the vulnerability and the issues that they have, like the negative traits they have, because you can then either exploit it or you could justify it. And in turn, by justifying it, it allows you to justify your own bad actions. You only ever do something and you only see the good in people or see the potential negatives in people when it benefits you in some way, Amber. So let's not pretend like you're a good person. On to the next one we have. What do I do if one of my bridesmaids ignores me all the time? I'm lost, to be honest. The best thing you could do is just have a conversation with her. If she's not willing to listen to you and she's ignoring you, or she's not willing to really go along or help you, kick her out, remove her. It doesn't matter who she is. It could be a friend, family member, whatever. If she's not willing to help you or at least make your day a little bit easier and is trying to actively just cause problems, just kick her out. Like, she's obviously not worth the energy. Get a different bridesmaid. Yep, I agree with Amber on this. It's your special day. You need people who make you feel good in your wedding. There you go. Amber honestly has that point valid. Like, if someone is causing you problems for something that's already stressful, because planning a wedding is hard enough, honestly, just kick her out. Like, she's not worth it. And obviously, if she's not willing to make your day, your special day, easier, or at least, make it run a little bit more smoothly, and she's trying to actively cause you some issue in it, she's not your friend. She's not, someone that cares about you. So just kick her ass out. On to the next one we have. Any updates on the screenshots of you following Erica? To which Amber says, yes, it's true. I was never following any of her profiles, but she was in fact following me. But guess what? It was one of her super old profiles she had way before even knowing me that she followed me on years ago, which I didn't even know she had. Okay, that doesn't matter. Like, first and foremost, you lied because you said neither you or her were following each other, which in fact she was, and you said for certain that she wasn't following you, so in fact you did lie. And if it was an accidental lie, you didn't mean to lie, then you should not have said in the first place that it never happened, because you didn't know for certain. You speak on reaction channels doing the exact same thing, when in fact most reaction channels don't actually do that. We give our opinions, or what we believe is the truth, because you are a liar, and then you criticize us for giving an opinion, where you actively say something for certain and then claim that, oh, you didn't know and it was an accident. It wasn't an accident, you told a lie. What did she say? The Instagram she had for a while now, and the one she communicated me with on was never following me, just as I thought. Again, doesn't really matter. Like, she was following you, and she probably still is following you. They probably hate watching right now. Next one we have is DPD is the frontline treatment for BPD. Would you ever do it? Now, for those who don't know what DPD is, it's like a psychological treatment for people with BPD that allows them to manage their emotions and how they interact with other people when they're in a heightened state of like just being upset or triggered, or in a particular, like if they're having a BPD moment. I don't think Amber would ever really use this. Like, it's not the fact that Amber wouldn't go. I feel like Amber would go, but I don't know if she would ever put the lessons that she learned into action, because she doesn't see her BPD as something to overcome. She sees it as an excuse to not only fail, but to justify her bad actions. Like, she herself has admitted that she, again, doesn't see her BPD as a part of who she is. It's a completely separate entity that does bad things, and she can't be held accountable because that is not who she truly is, like, in quotations. So Amber doesn't see it as something to overcome. It's just as an excuse. So I don't know if Amber will ever really accept the fact that there is something wrong with her and put those lessons that she learns during therapy into action. On to the next one we have. Would you take your partner's last name if you got married? To which Amber said, it'll be my official double-barreled surname error. Amber, come on, this isn't like, my god, girl. Like, if I was you, I'd probably hurry up because the last one didn't make it to the wedding. Alright, so we have a continuation with the alcohol one being, alcohol being a diuretic doesn't mean it doesn't have calories. To which Amber says, it's a continuous conversation about how I lose weight whenever I drink. You don't lose weight, Amber. You don't actually lose weight. You lose water weight, which is different from actually losing fat. You're losing water weight, which you will replace when you drink, because you're obviously going to drink water and replace the water that you have. Otherwise, you're just going to be dehydrated. Like, it's... Trying to explain simple concepts to people like Amber would be like bashing your head against a brick wall, because it's such a stupid concept. It is such an easy concept, but she makes it the conversation so just diluted and so goddamn mind-numbingly just I'm gonna have an aneurysm. Next one I have is, did you hear about the RC? Oh, reactions channel, okay. That was trying to access your medical records, to which Amber says, no, but that sounds very creepy and overstepping multiple boundaries. Which, honestly, yeah, like, if you're trying to access something private just to get something on someone, I don't agree with that. Like, you can criticize plenty of public things, and knowing Amber, she'll eventually release them anyway, so just leave it be. But have fun with very illegal activities. Yeah, just leave it be. You don't need to do that type of stuff. There's plenty to criticize her for right now that's public, so. Alright guys, we're on to the last two. So, the first one is, do you feel offended if some of your followers, like me, don't follow you on IG? Sorry if so. That is such a minute thing. Like, who cares about that? If someone doesn't want to follow me on both my channels, or doesn't want to follow me on Instagram, or doesn't want to follow me on Facebook, or whatever it may be, like, who cares? Like, people, I'm like, you're not entitled to other people's support. So the fact that you believe that someone would be upset is such a weird concept, because it doesn't matter. Like, whether they're upset doesn't matter because they're not entitled to it. That's weird. But I mean, yeah, like, if Amber said yes, then people would hate on her. So of course she's going to say no. And the last one we have is, are you actually trying to say that calories from alcohol somehow don't count? What, WTF? Lol. To which Amber says, no, I'm saying that since alcohol is a diuretic, it makes me lose water weight the day after I drink it, but I gain that weight back. Yeah, because it's water weight. Oh my god. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this for a fourth time. Absolutely not. Amber, you're an idiot. Alright guys, it's going to be the end of the video, so thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, let me know how I'm doing, all that good stuff of course, and hopefully get to see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.